Hey everyone, welcome to the channel. All Things Middle-earth here with a video looking at 7 things that we need added to the Rise to War.
We
Now,
need a
all
billion
these
things
submitted
added.
in the Discord by people in the community, so if you want to be a part of future
Well, there is so much shit that needs to be added to this game that are fixed. It's unreal. But he's just doing 7, so that's fine.
conversations and maybe make your way into a video, make sure you join the Discord, which is linked down below.
Also, this guy has like the biggest community, or one of the biggest communities for the game on YouTube. So if anybody's gonna get anything changed, it's gonna be this guy and his community. All Things Middle Earth, baby.
But let's go ahead and get into number 1. The first one on the list has to do with the Matham Exchange. Now, we've gone through a few changes with how the Matham Exchange works and what you can do here. You know, things like the
I know what he's gonna. The fucking equipment fragments. They're gone now. Every day they show up and there's a cool item, I go, who cares? Like, I don't have equipment. I don't have any fragments. What am I gonna do with this? They're just like they left it over for people who maybe still have some, just in case they're not like wasted. They need to bring them back, in my opinion, because what am I gonna do with all this garbage stuff that I can't do it? Like all these greens that I have that I can't do anything with. Bring them back. Bring it back.
fragments that we used to have here and all that good stuff, which we won't get into as much today. I feel like that could be its own video.
Yeah, it definitely could be its own
The idea
video.
here was adding tier 1 respect items as something you can get with vouchers. We have tier 3, we have tier 2. I feel like it would make sense to add a tier 1 option.
Overdue.
For those who are free to play, where, you know.
And change the fucking vouchers. Sorry, but like 50 vouchers for one tier 2 respect item. I get one on a daily roll. I get one. What am I going to do with one voucher? Like, what is a free-to-play player going to do with one voucher? I got to get 50 of those things. And then I want to buy a piece of gear with those vouchers, and it's 300 or 1,200. It takes me like 3 years. That would take me like 3 years on a daily roll. What is a free-to-play player going to do? They need to increase the amount of vouchers they give you, like maybe like 10, 25, and 50, like that much. That'd be fantastic. I can already hear somebody like, oh, Russ, then everyone will get gear. What's wrong with that? What's wrong with everyone having gear? What's wrong with no one having to scrounge up and hoard respect stuff and limit what they can do and how they can play the game? That would open up the game so much. People will have more options and more choices to play with, because obviously you're limited to how many, how much troops you can have in your garrison in a season, right? So you already can't play with 20 characters. You can pick like 3 or 4, and that's it. So, and having that change up would be fantastic. Increase the vouchers. It's just a win. It would literally increase longevity in the game. People would be more happy. They'd be more testing going on. There'd just be like, oh god. I mean, again, you could go on and on, right? All right.
Now, even if you're free to play, you're gonna have a lot less vouchers, and it's still gonna take you a lot longer to get any of these tier 2 and tier 3 commanders to reasonable respect. But maybe you have your tier 1s like your Eowyn, your Dwalin, your Grima, your Khaldun, things like that. It'd be really nice to be able to increase that a little bit more through the use of vouchers. So
easy.
I think adding tier 1 commander respect items to the map.
They should add more tier 1 commanders. How about that too? That'd be cool. Instead of always releasing a new T3. Always a T3, always a T2. Okay, I'm getting carried away. But this is good, right? Getting respect and like pumping a Dwalin would be fantastic, right? Just getting it up and up and up. Pumping an Eowyn would be awesome. They need to do this. Like it's an easy win, you know? And free to play can pump more into a T1 and be more and feel more viable and more valued on the battlefield, because they have like a T1 they can get to R5 or even R10, because this could definitely do R10s. You see more R10s running around, you see some legendary items, and mix up the game. It'd be fantastic. There's like nothing wrong with people getting gear, you know? There's nothing wrong with it. Or respect.
Fantastic addition going into the new season. The next one is kind of 2 points in one. It's about the wish list. First off, that there would be sort of a blacklist, if you will, where you could put a item for a commander that you do not want to pull. So maybe it's just a commander you don't like. Maybe it's one that's not very good.
There's like 10 I don't like.
Maybe you've pulled that tier 3 or tier 2 or whoever commander that just isn't very good.
Yeah,
Maybe it's the
that's a
worst
good
one.
idea.
Maybe it'd be nice to be able to take someone. Maybe it's Berethiel. Maybe it's
Hold
someone
on.
else
Hold,
very good, or maybe
hold on.
commander that you do.
Why is there only one slot for your wish list for T1 and 1 and 2 and 3? Like, is that like some kind of scheme by the game, right, to make you spread out everything? Like, why isn't it? I don't know. I don't know myself. I'm just wondering. I'm literally wondering right now. Like, why is that? Why is there only one option for T1s and 2 options for T2s and 3? Is that better? Is that worse? I feel like that would be better. But they spread out T3s, so there's more likely. I don't know. And that's harder to. I don't know. All right. Anyways, let's go back to that where we were.
Maybe you've pulled that tier 3 or tier 2 or whoever commander that just isn't very good, or maybe it's the worst one.
This happened to me yesterday. Or 2 days ago, I literally free pulled an Undying from a free Matham. What am I gonna do with that? What am I gonna do with the free pull of a I gotta invest now in Undying. I have to put him on my wish list, and I have to hope I get him. And maybe, I don't know, 5 months down the road, I'll have him R3 or something just by doing random stuff. The system is fucked, honestly. I mean, I know it's a mobile game, right? It's like, oh, it's a mobile game, guys. It's not that big of a deal. But they could change some things up with the voucher system. They really need to change things up with the voucher system. They need to, instead of giving you 3 drops and a rotation, they need to give you like 5. 5 and 5 would be fantastic. And don't get like a guaranteed, like, I'm not talking like a guaranteed trinket, a guaranteed head. I'm talking just like 5 random items every time. Increase it. Let people work to things, because right now getting 1 voucher is like, what are you gonna do with 1 voucher? Maybe
it'd be nice to be able to take someone. Maybe it's Berethiel, maybe it's someone else, and put them on a list of do not pull. That will guarantee you to not pull respect items for this commander. Again, I think it'd be kind of nice, because the reality is you're gonna have ones you want and ones you don't want. So it would kind of stink,
because the game mechanics
you don't want to pull one. That's the
drive you to that.
The other
you
point
can't just
with this
get everything
is that
you want.
Could have a more guaranteed way to pull things in the wish list. Especially again for flawless, you can have up to 3 here. Just because they're here doesn't mean it guarantees you're going to pull those items. And
another thing too is with all this, right? When you're limited, when you're limited, like the respect items and the gear, right? Like in RP, what do you always see? What do you always see in RP? Because people are so limited in what they need to like focus on, right? You see Wish Kings, you see Saurons, you see Lurtzes and Gothmogs, and you see Khaldoons, and you see, like Grimas, right? Because like those are like they're good. So people don't have infinite resources, and the game is so stingy in its loot mechanics that you're only seeing like one type of hero, and it makes the game dull because people can't afford to just throw everything at everything. You know what I mean? So just like that sucks. I don't know where I was going with that, but that sucks, right? It's almost like, that goes away obviously in non-RP servers, and all the whales you see. Obviously, you get good and bad, and so it mixes the game up even more, and you don't really feel the oppressive mechanics of the loot system and the respect system in non-RP because there's more variables.
Again, if you're spending money on Mathams or just you're free to play and it takes a lot of time, when you do finally get that gold item, it really stinks when it's the commander that you're not going for. So I don't see why we can't just have a list of items you do not pull, you're guaranteed not to pull, and a list of an item, 1 for each tier, that you are guaranteed to pull when you pull them. I feel like that wouldn't be too game breaking.
Right.
But then again, maybe people that spend would use that to rush.
He's so PC. He's God bless him.
I'm not sure, but I thought it was an interesting idea for sure. So that is the second one. The next one has to do with some commanders that we'd like added to the game. I have mentioned a few of these, if not all of them, in other
add T1 heroes
videos. But the commanders that are being suggested to be added here would be in a Hobbit commander update, and that would be Bolg, Azog, Bard, and Beorn.
Sure. Again, who cares? Honestly,
I don't know all the details
of
what rights.
Just make them T1, and I'll make them for the free to plays.
Like kind of toe that line. So I'm not an expert on what they can and cannot do to the T.
No more Nazgul.
I think it would be reasonable to assume that somewhere down the road they'll do some kind of a more Hobbit.
Sick and tired of that R3 Nazgul.
Just like we have the War of the Ring campaign coming here for season 4. Maybe down the road there's one that focuses on the Hobbit storyline and the journey to the Lonely Mountain. and we see some of those commanders get featured that you can unlock and play with in the game. Because for many people, The Hobbit was their first introduction in Middle Earth, so they're pretty big fans of Bolg and Azog, Bard, Beorn, and characters like that. So it'd be great to see those added to the game at some point for sure. The next one is just a quality of life thing, and I love this suggestion because it's something that I do every single day. If I'm trying to go over here and I'm getting my troops set here and you have the specific numbers that you're wanting, sometimes you just spend a little bit too much time trying to get right to that exact number you want to. And so it would be nice if you could just type in what you want just by clicking on it. You could just type, I want to do 1500, not 13, not 14, 16, but just 1500. It seems like a small thing, but one of those things that if people want to do it, they can. I don't think it'd be a big deal. And alongside...
Do you know how many times as a Witch King player, you know, you want 5,000 Alchemists, 1,500 Corsairs, and you want 1,500 Berserkers? It's so annoying to every time, because that's the exact comp you want, right? Or you want like 60 trolls and you want some Corsairs or Berserkers, whatever. You know how annoying it is every time as a Witch King player to have to like go in and just like, you can't just hit refill. You have to exactly get all the numbers to match every single time. It's so annoying, especially when he's like your main commander. It's like, I can't just hit that button. I have to go in and hit the sliders. Quality of life, big time, just to type it in or have it preset. A preset setting would be life-changing. These guys are genius. This community, fucking, they're thinking.
With this point, I'm going to add it as my own point because I've mentioned it before. We need preset troop compositions that you can put in. So for Witch King, I have his ideal comp that I'd like to run, and I can just click a button up top, and that would put those troops on there.
There you go.
That's the end of it. This would especially be useful for commanders that have multiple uses, so that you can shuffle things around a lot easier without having to drop and drag troops as much as possible. It's just quality of life, but it'd be very, very nice. So I think this was a great suggestion. The next one has to do with gear, and it is that we get more gold worn out.
Get more gear.
From events or just anything else.
Could use more gear.
Like me and many, many other players, again, I might have more gold than some players because I am a bit of a whale, but there's this thing with gold gear where you don't really want to get rid of any of it, so you end up sitting on a lot of it because you kind of have this choice anxiety of what to get rid of. So it's like, okay, I've got
the amount of fucking gold gear I have in my bags just sitting here. I have like 4 of those helmets that are not the right ones. I have 4 of those Aegis helmets just sitting there. I can't do anything with them. Give me the option to buy something. A worn out equipment. Give me an option to buy worn out equipment with vouchers, or have them drop from chests. That would be okay. I mean, would that be okay? I guess I wouldn't mind it if they were golden, right? Because I have maybe not from chests, but definitely from the voucher system. Definitely.
A few, we've got this reach that's like pretty good, but I'm not using it. But like maybe I will in the future. If we could have a way of getting a few more worn out gold items, it would allow players to strengthen and use more of their gold items without maybe getting rid of some that they might hold on to again.
And lower the cost of the voucher, the gold item vouchers in the shop. It's like bring it down to like I'm fine with double. Like 600 is still a damn lot of vouchers. Well, now would that be a lot if they increase the voucher rate? Maybe just increase the voucher rate and leave it, or not even 1,000. I think is a lot. I would still like to see like maybe even like a 25% hit on the cost and an increase the voucher rate. Again, I'm so pro giving people more gear, letting people play the game, because this system just limits you on what you can do. It just feels bad. Like, why should it feel bad? Because they want to make more money? Sure, it's a fucking mobile game, but still, mobile games 2022 are like the biggest thing. You need to set yourself apart. You need to do a little more for the community. Keep the longevity of the game.
If I get King of the Dead in this account way down the road, maybe I'll use this, so I don't want to get rid of it because it's a good piece, but the reality is it's just going to collect dust for a long time. So adding
they just sit there.
More options, whether in events or just weekly challenges or things for us to get a worn out gold piece, I don't think would be game breaking. And it would be really nice, especially for free to play players, to just get a little bit more strengthening on their gold items. So I think this is a fantastic suggestion here. Yeah. Next one has to do with the bag end feature. While I do feel like in general bag end is a step in the right direction because it's going to allow them to more control how and what players are merged into servers, I don't think splitting up groups was the right answer. Again, there's a reality to war games. As you play, group
Actually,
sizes are going to fluctuate.
don't know much about Bag End because I'm still on season 3.
Just out of the blue, going into a new season and saying we're capping it at 100, to me and to many others, did not land well.
Like I said, as Variags in the season 3, we're not doing anything. We basically have stopped playing because the game is over for us. I'm just chilling. I'm farming. I'm PvPing. Whatever. I plan on sitting in season 3 Bag End for a while.
Well, so instead of just cutting group sizes, I think using a feature like Bag End, but allowing larger groups to sign up and then pitting them against larger groups to play.
That'd be nice.
Again, I don't know if they'd be on their own map where it's literally 1v1 where you have 400 versus 400. I don't know all the logistics, but again, I know there are lots of large groups out there in the game, and I don't feel like it'd be that difficult to get them all into the same server. And
right, if you can do 100, you could do 200, right?
Because then you have
300.
You can't play with friends. It's a less than ideal situation. So I think Bag End was a great step, but I definitely think we have a little bit of room for improvement on the execution of Bag End and future server merges. And the last one was what I thought a very interesting one, and it was the ability to change the ability that your commanders have. So, for example, Boromir's a leader. If there was some feature, whether by training or through gems or whatever it is, again, I don't want it to be a paywall thing, that you could change the feature that commanders have, I think it'd be very, very interesting.
No.
It would allow for different skill builds to become more viable, I believe. It'd be even interesting if when you...
But why would people want this? This doesn't... Everyone would choose the tag that gives you 5 skill points, I feel like. Like having... Or even the 5, even the extra command damage or the command capacity, that'd be OP as well. Like what is better, extra skill points or 25 might, 25 focus? I mean, I think skill points are usually better. You know, like 50 might or 50 focus, like 2.5% damage or damage mitigation or whatever for your army, right? Roughly. So I think the skill points are more valuable. Everyone would just switch over, and it wouldn't be fun. You would just go with the meta, right? Like, oh, the meta is Boromir always takes that 5 extra skill points instead of leader because he needs the extra skill points to skill into this. Unless you're a whale with like R25 or something. I don't know. I just feel like this wouldn't be that good. Like, who cares? I don't know.
You changed the type of the commander. Maybe they got a one of their titles changed out. So if I change Boromir from leader to fighter, maybe he gets a different tree. Maybe one of their R1 trees changes. I don't know what the details would be. But it would give us a little bit more flexibility.
That would be
how
cool.
We can run commanders so that when you're on the field,
just changing the tag is
a Gil-galad, for example. Maybe there's a few variations because you don't know what's going to come up
really
against. It would allow for players to do a lot more theory crafting and fun stuff like that. So just a little bit more.
I do agree with that. I do like the customizable, but still, I think it wouldn't be that good.
Sure.
People would just switch.
That is going to do it for our video on 7 things we need changed in the game before Season 4 or going into Season 4 because Season 4 has already started. Again, if you'd like to join the Discord, that is linked down below. We have conversations like this over there pretty regularly. And so if you want to be a part of feedback that could make its way into a future video, definitely check that out. But that's going to do it for me in this one today, and I hope to see you all in a future video.
This guy, All Things Middle Earth, is like the GOAT right now. Well, him and Randy. I miss Chisco a lot, too. I don't know where Chisco went. Feels bad, man. But pretty good ideas from the community. Gotta say, dude, this game needs so much stuff. It needs the biggest thing though is all that voucher stuff. The voucher system, the equipment fragments need to honestly they need to come back. Just to be able to get rid of have greens do something. Greens are nothing. No one runs greens. They're just literally a waste. They're a spot to fill and make you feel bad when you get a free Matham or a Matham reward or whatever. They need to change it. But yeah, hopefully guys, I'll hopefully have some interviews coming out the rest of the week. Got some things lined up. All this guy's videos are great. I'm subbed, followed. This guy's one of the GOATs for sure. A great video. Peace, guys.